When a friend asks you to drive their sports car cross country, check the trunk. That's all I'm saying.
All right, good afternoon. This is first appearances. We only have a couple. We have one that's in custody and one that's out of custody. We're gonna start with Lee Lang. I think we should have an interpreter. And I apologize. Is this Vietnamese or what is the interpreting language?
I was told it's Mandarin.
Mandarin, okay.
Hello,
Hi, Kathy,
this
how are you?
is Kathy.
Okay.
Good, thank you.
Are you the Mandarin interpreter?
Yes,
Have you had any chance to speak with Lai Liang or Li Liang before now to make sure that you're communicating well?
no, I haven't. I have just notified I have this assignment
Okay.
earlier this morning.
Okay. Do
so
you
I
want to
have-
go to, we can put you in a private room with him and let you confer a little bit so that you can represent to the court that you believe, you know, you're an appropriate interpreter for him.
Yes,
Okay, let's do that to make sure that we're all on the same page.
okay,
So
thank you.
let's put you in a breakout room and we'll go ahead and take up Jeremy Brown's case. Okay, did you have any trouble communicating with Liang Lai? You're muted. You need to turn on your, there you go.
Is it, okay.
Did you have any trouble?
No, no problem. I just told him who I am and just confirmed the language wise is all good.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna swear you in because we're not gonna take testimony from anybody. Possession of marijuana with intent to distribute in the state of Kansas. They're alleging that he had 63 pounds of marijuana, that's why it's a distribution or intent to distribute case. And it is a level 2 drug felony in the state of Kansas.
So, you know me and my curious mind. What does 63 pounds of marijuana look like? So I Googled it. You'd be surprised how many people get caught with 63 pounds of marijuana. Interestingly, in 2017, it was worth 3 times what it's worth in this clip.
Okay, I don't see him, so I just talk.
Yes, you would have to go to the screen.
I can see him now.
Okay, yeah.
李良，你听到我吗？李良，你听到我说话吗？
可以听到。
刚才法官说，这法庭，说你拥有，持有，鸦片，然后还有，所以当时持有63磅，所以给你的罪名是持有并。
我可以说话吗？
He's asking, can he talk?
No, I'm just here. I'm not asking him whether he agrees with the charges or not. I'm just here to advise him of what he's been charged with by the state and what the penalties are if he's convicted. I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for him. I don't want him to say anything that might incriminate himself. I'm not asking him whether or not he agrees with the charge, but I have to advise him of what he is charged with at this point.
好的。
Okay, so it's alleged in count one that on or about the 25th day of July, 2023, he had in his possession or under his control more than 450 grams, but less than 30 kilograms of marijuana.
Excuse me, you said more than 30 kilograms?
No, more than 450 grams, but less than 30 kilograms.
Kilograms.
If convicted of a level two drug charge, the sentencing range is 92 months up to 144 months with the Kansas Department of Corrections, depending on his criminal history, and up to $500,000 fine.
500,000.
He's also charged in count two with not having any drug tax stamps.
Y'all, what is going on in the state of Kansas? So it's okay. You want to be a drug dealer, you know, that's still illegal and all. And marijuana is still illegal. But you got to pay taxes on your illegal shit. What? 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 Are you serious? You have to pay taxes on your illegal drugs, whether you plan to consume them yourself or distribute them to others. Otherwise, you get a separate charge, and they can even take your personal property to satisfy whatever debts you may owe. Apparently, this law was passed back in '87, and it applies to the possession and or distribution of marijuana and controlled substances. And the rate for marijuana is $3.50 per gram. Wow. Other controlled substances sold by dosage units rather than weight for 10 doses. It says the tax rate is $2,000 per 50 doses. So I don't know what the 10 doses, oh, the threshold is 10 doses. My mind is blown. So we're going to tax drug dealers. It's an anonymous program, so, you know, you won't get caught for the illegal drugs you're dealing that you're buying stamps for. What?
Okay.
I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for him.
Okay. Okay.
This case is assigned to me, Judge Satterfield. I'm going to appoint Jim Watts to represent him, but he may hire an attorney of his own choosing if he desires. And he goes to the jail on Wednesdays usually. So I want the jail to make sure they let him know, and we need to let him know that Jim Watts is there, and he's going to need an interpreter and a Mandarin interpreter, and he can hopefully make a special appointment to get together with him before our next hearing. I'm going to set this for preliminary hearing, evidentiary, on Wednesday, September 6th at 9 a.m.
September 6th and 9 a.m.
Yes, we will need an interpreter. So the court will get a hold of you for that.
Okay. Excuse me, can I ask a question?
Yes.
You said he's going to jail on Wednesday. Is this the same Wednesday, September 6th?
No, I was telling the jail that I want them to make sure that if Mr. Watts shows up today, that they let him know that he has Mr. Langley as a client, so he can start getting prepared for that, because he'll need to have a interpreter to visit with him. So the sooner he knows about this case, the better. So that you don't have to tell him that. I was talking to the jail, not him.
Okay.
So he is set for an evidentiary preliminary hearing on Wednesday, September 6th at 9 a.m. And he will have an attorney.
Okay.
So, Mr. Sweeney, I'm talking to you. You may need to contact KVI, hopefully given the quantity and amount. They can maybe expedite their testing for this hearing, or you're gonna have to decide how you're gonna handle it. I know it's a fairly quick turnaround, but given the fact that he needs an interpreter and he may remain in custody, I want to go ahead and get this set for an evidentiary hearing. I need to ask Mr. Langley some questions so that I can set a bond. Will you ask him, please, where he's from? Where was he born?
He says, I was born in China, but I have been living in Ohio, US for 5 years. And over there, I'm doing conducting the business of transportation. Okay.
So is he here on a work visa?
李良，那么你在这儿是工作签证吗？
我是在这边是，就是我的爱人，他申请的是就是政治庇护，正在申请绿卡。我第一次来美国是作为读PhD 过来的，然后是在俄亥俄州立大学读的 PhD， 是在2013年。
My wife is applying for a green card right now, and my first visit, the very first time I came to US, I was going to Ohio University to obtain PhD degree. That was 2013.
Okay. All right. I'm setting his bond at $250,000 cash or surety, and he's not to leave the country.
好，法官给你设的这个赎金是25万美金，然后你不可以离开美国国境。
Mr. Sweeney, do you have anything to add to that?
No, Your Honor.
我
Does Mr. Langley or Langley? Langley?
Yeah.
李良 ，Yeah，
Yes.
Leo. Okay. Does he have any questions?
你有没有什么问题？He says, for this case, I wasn't intended to do anything, and also because it's my first time arrested, I plead judge to can you reduce this amount because this amount is way too high for my ability. I have two children. The older one is 9 years old, and the younger girl is only 5, and she just had a surgery. So I plead to be granted with a lower bond amount, so I can quickly go home to take care of my daughter.
Okay, hold on just a minute. I'm going to look at the probable cause affidavit that the officer should have submitted with this case, but tell him the reason the bond is so high is because of the amount. It creates a presumption of distribution irrespective of what he believed his intent was under the law. It's a large amount, so it's a presumptive prison case. It's a high-level offense, and it is presumed that he possessed with the intent to distribute based on the amount. Now, that's a rebuttable presumption, but given that and the fact he has no ties to this community, is from another state and is not a citizen, so he's a national of China, I need to set a high bond given all of those reasons. But I'm going to take a quick recess and get a copy of the probable cause affidavit and review that because I want to determine if there were any other passengers and the surrounding circumstances. So if you could let him know that, I'm going to grab the affidavit. I'll be right back.
Yes, Your Honor. Li Liang.
All right, it looks like he was the sole occupant and the driver of the vehicle in which the black garbage bags or the trash bags were found in the back of the 2016 Porsche. So there are no other individuals involved, at least at the time of the stop in this case. I need to move the hearing from 9 a.m. on September the 2nd or September the 6th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So his hearing date is still Wednesday, September the 6th, but it is at 1 p.m. instead of 9 a.m. Would you let him know that, please? Give me just a minute here. I'm checking on something. Let him know that his court-appointed attorney contacted us and he had a conflict at 9 a.m., which is why it was moved to 1.
Yes, I heard the time change. I still have a few questions.
All right. What are they?
你讲吧。I have a few questions. The first of my questions, my occupation, my business is international transportation, and I have a fleet of vehicles, and you can you can check on the vehicles I have, and my vehicle number is DOT 3626666. Your Honor, I have no idea of this this car I was driving had these marijuana at the back. I was just helping my friend to drive this car from Oklahoma City to Kansas.
Okay. He'll need to talk to his attorney about that. The officer smelled a strong, very strong odor of raw marijuana emitting from the car. And the approximate street value of that marijuana was in excess of $60,000. So this is a very serious case, and he'll need to talk to his attorney about that between now and his court date. I've set a bond and I've given him a court date, and the rest of his questions he'll have to discuss with his attorney, okay?
Your Honor, if I may explain that for my 36 years old life, I have never consumed marijuana or any drugs. So I have no idea that smell in the car was marijuana.
I don't want to hear anymore because I don't want him to say anything that might incriminate himself. He's presumed innocent I entered a not guilty plea for him. Now he needs to talk to his attorney. I've looked at the probable cause affidavit and determined there was probable cause for his arrest. The next step is a preliminary hearing. And the court will take up any matters that his attorney presents at that time. I've set a bond based on the level of offense, based on the fact that he may enter and return to China without extradition. He has no ties to our state or our community. It was a large quantity of drugs in the vehicle. And so that is what my job is to do. Give him a court date, give him an attorney, make sure there's probable cause for the arrest, and set a bond. And that's what I've done.
好的。
All right, we are
Okay.
adjourned. Thank you, Kathy.